Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships. And we are showing off a replay from one of my good friends and clanmates. He's been on the channel before. He is US Rickwin. He's been around for a while. Like I said, he's shown on this channel quite a bit. Actually, anyway, quite a bit. Anyway, besides the point. I'm really super excited to show off this battle because it's insane, to say the very least. Requin is in the tier 8 premium Cossack in a tier 10 battle. He's joined with a friend of his in the Massachusetts, and it's insane. It's good. It's gonna be a good match. So anyway, Cossack tier 8 into tier 10 kind of sucks. As many people will always voice and complain always being bottom tier. Yeah, I mean, I understand being bottom tier sucks because you're facing off against ships that have either a heal, better detect, or have better consumables than you do. So it's definitely not the most favored outcome for a lot of people. Fortunately, he is in a Cossack, which is a very stealthy destroyer, 5.5 kilometer detect, good range on its torpedoes, even though it only has one set. So 10 kilometers, decent range, does drop torpedoes on that Fletcher, gets detected and smokes up. Now, one other nice thing about the Cossack is it does have a hydro, which is really beneficial when dealing with other destroyers. It's, like I said, a very good ship, and it has quite a few guns. It actually has 5 turrets, 2 guns each, I believe, except for maybe the middle turret. So, overall, very potent ship, decent amount of guns. Or sorry, I am so sorry. It is actually four guns. Oh my word. I just got off work, so I do apologize if I'm a little tired and making very stupid mistakes. But it's probably not the worst YouTuber out there making those very silly mistakes. Anyways, as you can see, obviously the Fletcher is currently capping the C cap, and either that Fletcher is hiding very well, or it's actually another destroyer. And it looks like it is the Fletcher. Does get spotted, instantly smokes up. And once again, being bottom tier, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. It's not. I hate to break it to all players. You can still do very well as bottom tier. I've had many battles where I've been bottom tier and essentially still, top of the team as far as XP points and damage. So it's usually just comes down to the player. Fletcher sitting in that smoke screen and takes the torpedo, does a whopping 11,000 points of damage. So that Fletcher is definitely hurting, probably has at least 8,000-ish hit points left, which still decent amount, but not something that Fletcher probably really wanted to experience. Because as many destroyer captains are well aware, you don't want to lose a lot of health early game, especially if there's still quite a bit of destroyers left. As you can see, Requin's team actually hasn't lost a single destroyer. Now, Requin could actually push this Fletcher. The only real support that Fletcher's going to get is from that Bismarck, and maybe the Jean Bart, but not even then. Instantly is obviously detected because the Fletcher decides to smoke up, reverse out of his smoke screen. Requin instantly pops his own personal smoke screen and is getting some decent hits. And my word, Fletcher, what are you doing? Gets a torpedo hit on the St. Louis that decides to try to charge in to aid his Fletcher. Now, the smoke screen is obviously the British smoke screen, and it does not last very long, so he does have to be quite a bit careful. But that Jean Bart, just a face full of torpedoes. Bismarck is pushing in. Seeing that Bismarck right there, that is very scary because it does have the hydro. So very, very good idea to actually start running away, especially with all these battleships. Look at this. Massachusetts, Bismarck, John Bart still around. That Fletcher is on life support. I mean, honestly, that's a very ballsy move right there. This Fletcher, very ballsy. Still manages to survive. Is he actually going to get killed there? Gets on fire. Does look like he is going to survive. Once again, having those smoke screens extremely beneficial, especially with these battleships pushing in. Look at that, 493 left. It looks like Requin's div mate does earn a devastating strike on Chapayev, and my cats just ran right into my microphone stand. Thank you, cats. Appreciate it so much. Now, I'm actually kind of surprised this Bismarck. I wonder if the Bismarck's hydro is on cooldown, and that's why he did not pop it when he was pushing into the cap. But Requin does drop some torpedoes his way. Claybear opening up on Claybear. Okay, that is ballsy. Claybear, obviously tier 10 French destroyer. Really good at taking out enemy destroyers. Very fast. Definitely can be difficult to hit, especially with these very floaty shells that this Cossack is slinging downrange. But it doesn't look like the Claybear is actually doing that fantastic job hitting Requin. Requin's actually doing a really good job here. He's actually moving back and forth. He's wiggling. Very good idea to do that. And those torpedoes he actually dropped, I don't know if he dropped them at the Bismarck. Originally I thought that he did, but they actually smack into the enemy Musashi there that decided to push into sea. Now the enemy team honestly isn't doing so hot. They're very bottlenecked up in the sea cap, and they're essentially surrounded at this time. What are you doing? Please. Oh, that is... No. Very, very ballsy drop here. Drops torpedoes on the Bismarck with friendly players around. I don't like that. Especially with the fact that Bismarck is about to die. So these torpedoes are completely null and void. So are instead just pushing forward towards this gearing. Fortunately, I think the gearing's actually out of the way. Now, nothing else is pushing in the way. But, people, if you drop torpedoes where your enemy players or your teammates are, those torpedoes are not their friends either. They're going to smack into them and cause them damage and cause you to go pink. So, really risky torp drop there is what I'm getting at. So don't do that. I mean, it could have been quite possible that Bismarck may have survived, pushed in, and ate all those torps, and then nothing could have happened. Or the gearing could have pushed south, or the Alaska could have kept pushing. Anything could have happened. Once again, torpedoes are not your friend once they're out of those torpedo tubes and in the water. Those are some nasty fishes that just want to hit whatever. Doesn't matter. So be careful when you do that. So enemy teams actually kind of bringing it back, even though they still are down a ship. And they're obviously very well down on points. But the friendly team is starting to lose ship quite readily. Which is, it's not a particularly great thing. Cossack dropping torpedoes obviously does have that single spread. The issue with single spread is, well, if one misses, they all miss. However, if one hits, more than likely all will hit. So it's kind of a risky trade-off. Doing a really good job dropping those torpedoes. Maybe could have been a little bit more ballsier and got a little bit closer and ensure more of a likelihood that they will hit, but they will in fact hit, eating all 4 torpedoes, doing beautiful damage there. even though the Massachusetts has somewhat decent torpedo protection, is starting to push in. Now, Rackman could actually possibly start attempting to flood the Massachusetts, since it did eat a flooding damage. 11 torpedoes. That's actually pretty impressive at tier A, and only using one rack of torpedoes. So that's a really good accuracy to his torpedo. So really good job there. Really focusing on the torpedoes. Honestly, if that Clay Bear is so low on health and is just essentially sitting there for quite a bit, probably would have focused him down a little bit earlier. A little bit before they lost their Yamato, and it looks like the Musashis rammed each other. Fortunately, Musashi actually manages to get the Clay Bear with secondaries. And things are still a little dicey. Now, one nice thing I'm so glad Wargaming brought back is when no other ships are detecting you, you fired, and you get behind an island, your detect goes back down to what it was. So glad they brought that back, because before that was extremely annoying, still being able to be detected even though you got behind an island. And whatnot. Kremlin, oh my word, what is with these battleships? Another 3 torpedo hits. Oh my word, this is ridiculous. Kremlin is flooding and on fire, racking up that damage. He's already at 180,000 points of damage right now. I'm just really impressed right now with not so. Well, I mean, the damage is really nice. Earns high caliber there. But the fact that he keeps hitting torpedoes on these battleships, it's hilarious. Once again, Cossack only has 1 rack of torpedoes, and there's only 4 of them. So his accuracy on torpedoes, really good. Really good right there. I'm actually kind of surprised that Kremlin didn't DCP there. Kind of interesting. Wonder if he used up all of his charges, because obviously it's a Russian battleship. And during all that hectic battling, there's still 1 ship difference. Rekwen's team is ahead in ships, only by 1. So, I mean, the enemy team did manage to bring this back, because not too long ago, they were just a little bit of difference between the number of ships. Enemy team has a Alaska St. Louis. Alaska popped radar, instantly is being targeted. I mean, I can't really blame that. Alaska's, and once again, dropping those torpedoes. Yeah. I'm just kind of cringing, because, I mean, granted, he's probably not going to hit the Tirpitz. But what would happen if that Tirpitz kept pushing forward as he is? But instead, it does look like those torpedoes are going to miss that Tirpitz. Oh, Rekwen. Torpedoes. That was extraordinarily dangerous. This Alaska is screwed. Earns Confederate with that torpedo hit. Actually, 2 torpedo hits. Alaska goes down to the Tirpitz torpedoes. That is 16 torpedoes. 16. I'm actually kind of curious how many torpedoes he actually dropped during this battle, because I really want to know what the ratio is. I'm gonna hopefully pop it up here to give you an idea. The fact that he landed that amount of torpedoes is just absolutely insane. But anyways, battle is kind of winding down. He's at 242 points of damage. St. Louis is trying to run away, but St. Louis is going to go down relatively quickly, and that is gonna be it for this battle. Absolutely insane. 246. Let's see, can he get the kill? I don't think he's gonna. I think the Tirpitz is going to snipe the kill. Absolutely mind-boggling amount of damage. 247,443 points of damage. Earned Confederate and high caliber 16 torpedoes. That's just mind-boggling. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Side Jet.